Okay guys, today we will create a simple social media, but first of all you need to understand the Eloquent relationship. So first of all let's create our project. What was it? Composer, create project, preferred distribution, and Laravel, name it as first. Okay, it's great. So let me while it's downloading, let me explain to you. So first let's say 1-to-1. So now we will have a model 1 in here and model 2 in here. So now in 1-to-1 relationship, one of the sides owns the other model. In that case, model 1 have the model 2, as you can see. So but it cannot have any other object of model 2 at the same time, and model 2 cannot belong to another object of another instance of model 1 at the same time. But in the 1toMany we can just wait a second. Okay, whatever. So just take it, copy it. You can have model 1. Also you can have another model 1. Model 2 is the class name, but let's say they are representing objects. I mean, model 1 could have 1, 2, 3 as infinite as possible. Okay, so it's created. Now let's go to our folder that okay, and open its server and open the folder from the file. Open folder first. Okay, now we open it. We only have the user model. So first of all let's name the database. Okay, mine is open. You open yourself, create a database for yourself. Okay, so that the operations we did in here make some meaning. So first of all we are going to create a 1-to-1 relationship. So let's first create another model, so because a relationship need to have both two sides, right? And first, so we are going to create another model with make model and a migration for it. There are some name conventions and we are going to follow them. Okay, so each user have only one what? Each user, let's say, have only one secret. Okay, now we created the secret and it is migration, should be somewhere in here. Yeah, so the only thing that matters, as you can see, the secrets is the name convention for the table name. We are going to create a user ID. So you can think user in here as a variable name. So it's just the owner name of the owner model. Okay, just say it as it is. So each secret also has a string in here. So let's say it's content. Okay. Now, let's push things out. Okay. So it has some existence in the database. Artisan migrate. So we migrate the users and the secrets table. So let's refresh it. So as you can see, so create a user. I'm just going to insert it from here. It will be Moses. It will be whatever it is. It's just the important thing. Its user ID is 1, right? Okay, user ID is 1, and insert some secrets. So it's just because since it's a one-to-one relationship, a secret can belong to only one people. Yeah, it's not like the real world, but it's having a small biceps and one. Okay, so let's okay, we have the instance. So now how are we going to access them? So we have nothing, no name field that relates to a secret in the user table, but we can just reach it from here with a function. Name it as secret, because name conventions are important in Laravel. So return these users. What? This user has one secret. Let's say, right, it's a relative path. Okay, then where we can use it, we can use it in a route to show you your route. It's just a snippet. So let's say secret, find the user, because the user, find with the user ID 1 and return the user secret. Okay, now let's check it out. Mine is localhost 8000 and secret. Class user not found because we didn't add in the here at the beginning user. Now let's see, we can see the people secret now. So it's one-to-one because the one object belongs to another, and the one object has only one. Don't forget. Also, we have the reverse of this. We can reach the user from the secret. So just create a function. Let's say user and return this belongs to a user. Add modus user. And I can just show it to you easily from here. We have the secret, and let's reach the user from the secret. Refresh it. Yeah, you see? Okay. Now, I think you understand it. When I say user, when I'm finding user, I found the user, then I saying secret, it comes to the user model, its own member function. Okay, it says this has one secret, so it looks through the table of the secret model. So it's coming here and look for the user ID call. Okay, and when it finds a match, it's just returning the result. So now we also want to show you the many one-to-many relationship. So let's create another model. Each user could have many posts. So it's created, and just as we do in the one-to-one, we will create a user owner ID, and let's make it some realistic, so each post have title. Okay, you can expand it. Here we are just here to show you the relationship. Okay, now we have created the post. We said that each user could have many posts. So let's say users public function posts. Let's remember again, we have a user name convention. Return this has many this time, because it has many post. Just write the relative path, and let me show you in the roots. Okay, root plus this user. Let's find the user, but we forgot to create the post, so but we didn't migrate. Also migrate it, refresh it, and create an instance. Title it, and just first, and we are going to show you has many, so let's create more. Okay, now we find the user, return this user plus, and when I come in here, pause, as you can see we have all of the posts. Okay, now we have shown you the one-to-one and one-to-many. I don't know if you really understand it. At the first I was a little confused about it, so before we get into the polymorphic relationships, just learn these things clearly. Okay, and for the last section of the video, I'm going to show you many-to-many. Okay, but what we need a many-to-many relationship. Many-to-many relationship, just think about Jack could have many things. Let's say O1, O2, O3. Also O1, object 1 could have many Jack 2, or even Jessica. Do you understand it? It's a mutual relationship, we can say. So in that case, what you need to do first, you can go to the users table, and not this one. You can go to the users table and create a field for this. For example, let's say object name is role. You can role ID, and you go to the roles table, and you go to the user ID. But what in roles, you could have only one role for one, let's say first one. Or in the user you will have one user, but you have to have many roles, and it's the number of roles could go to 0 to infinity. Okay, so in that case we will have an intermediate table, and by the name convention, first by the alphabetical order of the classes, we will say role user table, and it will have a role ID and a user ID. Okay, so let's show to you. But first, we are going to create the. Let's create the role. Okay, now we create the role. Let's migrate it. No, we okay, right? So we have created the role. Now we are going to create a migration for our intermediate table, and its name will be create role user intermediate table, and let's say create role and user. Okay, so it's created. Let's check it out. Okay, now we have the role user. We don't need ID for it. We just gonna need integer user ID, and just copy and paste that. Okay, we will have a role ID. Now let's migrate it. PHP artisan migrate. Okay, it's migrated, and create some instance, refresh it, create some roles, insert, let's say it's role 1. We didn't add a content for the role, but it's not important actually. You will see that. And let's say add some other Jack and Jason. Okay, now we have created. Right, now let's check it out. Okay, now in the role user, what do we have? We have 1 and we have 2. Role user, let's insert something. Let's say the first user ID have the first role, also first user have the second role. Let's make it for and this third one have the first, and the second one have the second. Okay, go. Browse it. Okay, now how can we access this? Right, so we are going to go to the user. We will have the public function roles, right? Okay, and then return this belongs to many. Okay, we will use it for both sides. App, what does it have? It has models of the role. Okay, now let's see if it works out. Clear out. No, clear out. Yeah, roles. Oh. Let's just copy this out. User roles. Okay. Now, when we come into here, say roles. Yeah, you can see the roles, and you can see the pivot, the pivot table. We call it intermediate table or pivot table. Also, you can reach out the pivot tables row from this query. Okay. Also, let's go to the role model, and we can create another. We can create the inverse. Actually, it's just say, we will say return this belongs to many. Belongs to many what? Many user. Go to the web. For example, we come into these rows. Let's say first get user. See if it works out. It doesn't work. Does it work out? No. Okay. Okay, just forget about, because it returns many rows. Just I don't want them. Oh, actually, we can do this. For example, make it just as this for each user roles as role, and echo user of the rows. Actually, users. I mean users. It returns users. Will it echo it because it's conversion from? Yeah. As you can see, we are returning the users of the rows by the roles of the users. Okay, so that's all for this the first relationships. Then after that we will go through the polymorphic relationships. It's actually very simple. It's just simple as that. Just have more than one models to work with. Okay, so thank you for watching. Let's see if we can go through a lot of videos. I don't know, maybe we can. Sorry for my poor English.